April, a year later,
Yes.
if you had told me that I would spend much of my money in this store on masks, I would have said, what?
Oh, not in a million years, Ted. It's crazy to think that that was a year ago. Who knew? And we were even talking about, oh my gosh, it's going to be hard, for 2 weeks. It's going to be really hard.
Yeah.
But we'll come back from it. A month, 2 months, 6 months, a year, we're still wearing them. Who knew?
Yeah. Well, just walking in here this morning, I noticed on your sign about curbside pickup. I mean, you have really pivoted more than most. I mean, you've done just on so many levels have changed how you do business.
I mean, it's a whole new River Rock, really. And what I tell people is the silver lining is it's made us a better business. And I do think that that's true. While I wish we didn't have to go through it, I have a lot more gray hair, Ted. Keith's a lot more like you with no hair. So, I mean, there was a lot of stress and anxiety over it, but we are a better business now because of it. And we made more things convenient for people to be able to shop and support River Rock. And all of those things will continue even when all of these restrictions are lifted.
I remember when we talked a year ago, literally a year ago today, and you said right away, one of the best things we all could do is gift cards. Mm-hmm. And so many of those things that we've done to help businesses, that doesn't change.
It doesn't change. And look at what the power of gift cards have done for so many of the businesses downtown. Just take the restaurants. So many people willing to come down and support a business by buying a ton of gift cards and then gifting them to first responders or nurses and doctors. And it's this like a circle of giving that has kept restaurants and retail shops down here in business. And that's one of the things that I would tell anybody out there in the community is that it's not over. And that's the sad part. I think that there's going to be a lot of trials for us in 2021 as we make our way out of this. Because so much of we gave everything in 2020 to fight and survive. And now we got to keep up those things. And I hope that the community continues to support their downtown and continues to support restaurants and businesses in whatever way they can so that we can really fight our way through the end of this.
It's such a good message, though. It's not over, because I think a lot of us are like, but when you're down here and every day have to meet payroll and all that you have to do, and see merchandise go out the door, that doesn't change.
It doesn't change, and so many businesses, are cash-strapped now because they spent every penny to survive 2020, and so now we're approaching 2021 with all new challenges. Like at River Rock, our challenge is just inventory. Everyone knows that the outdoor industry really thrived last year. People wanted to get outside on bikes and kayaks and in tents, but the problem is that those goods are just not available. You look at any of our bike stores in Fredericksburg and you'll see that. It looks like they're going out of business. There are no bikes. And so we have all these new challenges in 2021 that we have to deal with. The difference is we don't have any cash because we spent it all in 2020 to stay alive. And so that's where it's just a new set of challenges facing us in 2021, and I suspect they'll still be here in 2022, depending on how long these restrictions, go on.
And hopefully they get lifted soon for a lot of people.
Yeah, that's my hope. That's what I'm looking forward to now is, people getting their vaccine and people feeling comfortable to get back outdoors, people frequenting downtown restaurants and walking the streets of downtown. That's what I'm looking forward to now.
You and I for years have talked about how special downtown Fredericksburg is, and last year showed it wasn't just words. That everybody did pull together, and as tough as it was, you've made it to the other side. Yeah,
and what's so unique, I think, about communities, and when Keith and I were looking for that community where we wanted to live, one of the things that drew us to Fredericksburg was that community feel downtown, and it truly is that. Other communities, they saw this as a time for competition. It's like, hey, it's either me or you, so one of us has to survive and one of us has to die, and guess what? It's going to be me that lives. And it was like this competition, an ugly competition between businesses. Fredericksburg never saw that. Businesses rallied to support each other, understanding that we were going to live or die as a downtown team. You know, it really is, downtown is this venue that we all support and we all love. And so if we keep each other alive and thriving, we all have a better shot at being here in the next 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, you know. And so I think that's a unique thing about Fredericksburg. Hashtag love FXBG. It's not, it means something special. And not just to the business owners downtown, but Ted, the fact that I can ask the community for help, that is also a unique thing. I mean, people love their downtown. They always have. And they don't want to see us go back to the 80s, you know, and 90s when this place was dead. So they're gonna fight for it because they remember what it was like then. And so the 22401 addresses, you know, our Spotsy friends, our Stafford friends, our King George friends, they came out in droves to support downtown. So
well, and just the statistic that no business closed downtown due to COVID is pretty remarkable.
Yeah, and you know, I'm concerned with while we survived so much in 2020, you know, I want that message going forward that there's so many more struggles in 2021, and I don't want to lose anybody in 2021 because of the symptoms of you know, the pandemic in 2020. So we're still all very much in the feet. We're still all figuring out, you know, that's word pivot. I hope we never have to use it again.
Yeah, it has gotten old.
Get it out of my vocabulary, but it is still something where we're constantly having to be flexible and change and meet the new demands. We're going to be doing that in 2021 and into 2022. So,
and like you said, it really is a good message that we have made it this far, but the fight is far from over.
Yeah, it's not done. It's really not done. And you know, other things I think that we need to consider as a community is just the mental health toll that so much of this has taken. I mean, look at these, you know, workers downtown, owners who maybe had to get rid of employees who were working crazy hours to keep their businesses alive. Employees in restaurants who didn't know, you know, am I going to be laid off today, tomorrow? Are they trying to bring me back? Am I going to get COVID from a guest? Like, what are the rules? What are the restrictions? All the cleaning, all the stress. There's just a lot of stress and anxiety. I think people's shoulders have been like up to their ears for an entire year. And now we just need to relax, but we need to think about our fellow owners and business owners and employees who have had so much stress. And figure out, you know, how to support them with those needs.
I'm sure last year when we sort of wrapped our thing, I'm sure I said to you, well, hang in there. Little did we know that if we had known, I think it would have been I guess being blissfully ignorant of what was coming up was good because we could not have imagined.
It's good. And for type A entrepreneurs, that's usually like the biggest nightmare. Like, you want to know, what's my goal? You know, you goal set every year. This is what it's going to look like from start to finish, and you build to that. And so that's been sort of one of those things that you just had to let go, not knowing. But in not knowing, you kept up the fight because you're like, there's always, 2 weeks, a month. By Christmas, we're going to be okay.
Yeah.
You know, and it's so interesting to know all the problems that we started 2020 with. Ted, I think you and I probably talked about this. I thought that bridge was going to shut us down, the Chatham Bridge.
That was the big thing.
Riverfront Park under construction. The whole city's under construction. How are we going to survive it, Ted?
And those turned out to be like, whatever.
It means nothing. So there's always like, you can't get yourself, I think that's my biggest lesson learned, is you can't get yourself wrapped up around the axle about all of these things because there's always potentially something worse around the corner. So you just got to keep fighting. You got to keep doing your best. High energy levels. You know, downtown is special. It's going to always be special. And, you know, I thank everybody so much for their continued support and certainly your support in helping us get the message out for downtown that, you know, love FXBG.
Yeah. Well, you still have a smile on your face. So even though I think you do. I'm at least looking at your eyes. I think it's a smile. But we'll talk soon. Thank you, April.
Thanks, Ed.